Hi, I'm Mark Batchelor. Welcome to First Baptist Church. Today we wanted to show you a little bit of video about what it would be like when you came into our building. We're in the sanctuary now, which you've seen a lot of. But we're going to go to the basement and then go to the first floor and the second floor to kind of give you a feel of what the inside of our church looks like.
Hey everyone, I hope you can hear me from there because the acoustics in this room are especially good. We hired an acoustical firm out in Wisconsin of all places that came and measured the room, not only its dimensions but how the sound travels within it. And we've been working with our architect and our contractor. We're able to come up with a plan to make it so that no matter where you're sitting in this room, you can hear especially well. And then all the spoken word and all the musical words and even the silences that are kept are something that is impactful and inspiring during our time in worship. So we look forward to all the times that we're going to be in this room making music and speaking and listening together.
Well, thank you, Mark and Taylor, for getting us started. And I want to welcome you to the basement. We're not going to show you everything in here, but the kitchen that is down in the basement, the old kitchen, is totally renovated. What we call the Boy Scout room is totally redone with new lights and floors. And this is the main room in the basement. And of course, we're going to come back in this space predominantly for youth. It's got this beautiful floor. It's got a stage. It's got to have its own sound system. We're going to have a projection system in here so we can show videos and things. But the biggest change you'll notice down here are the big rooms on the sides. That room over there on that side is going to be one large room for youth Sunday school. The room on that side is going to be kind of a game room for youth. And the room in the back is going to be our wedding area, our wedding room. So instead of having a bunch of smaller rooms, we have 3 large spaces that we think will be used for lots of groups. And of course, this room will be used for everybody, not just for our youth. If people want to have Sunday school class parties, if people want to have events with their families, this will be a wonderful space again, and we look forward to being in it. Now, this is all we're going to show you in the basement, because this is still very much a work in progress, but we'll greet you upstairs on the first floor in what some of us like to call Arnie's door, kind of that Glendale Street exit. See you in a minute.
Hi, welcome to First Baptist. We're glad you came to worship with us today.
We are what we usually call Arnie Room's door. Now, let's admit this is going to be a little cheesy, but we just wanted to give you a tour, let you follow us and see what it's like and just come right into the building. So just come along with me as we make this tour. We were in the sanctuary a few minutes ago, but now we're going to take you to some of our children's rooms downstairs, and Tori's going to take you to those.
Come on in. What you're seeing here is one of our kindergarten through 2nd grade spaces, which we will use for Sunday school and various children's events throughout the year. We're going to make this a very playful space for our children. We've partnered with some artists you may know that are going to add something very special to each of these children's rooms. You'll also notice there's some glass windows back here, and eventually we will have an enclosed play area for our children. We also have some toddler and infant rooms down the hallway, as well as 2 more rooms on the 2nd floor to utilize for our kids as well. So we're very excited to see children fill this space. Let's see what we'll find next.
Well, welcome back as we go down the hallway. We're just kind of continuing down that main hallway of the education building. And one of the things you might have noticed is how much taller the ceiling is. Actually, the ceiling is the way it was originally designed back in the 1950s. And it seemed so low and almost like a cavern for so many years. But now it makes it much bigger and brighter. And you probably noticed that some of the rooms are going to be much bigger. And let's show you one of those right now as we talk to the Fellowship Sunday School class.
Hello, good. Let me show you our class. I'm Becky Causby. I'm the class leader here. And We have two wonderful teachers, Aubrey Horton and David Helton. This is our nice big class. A little bit cluttered down with the construction materials. That'll be cleaned up and we're going to decorate. We're so excited about being here. We've got plenty of room to grow. And you'll notice we're located just off the parking lot. So we can come right down the sidewalk and get to the door. And no stairs to climb, and it's an easy access to the sanctuary. So we're so excited about being here and just can't wait to be all together again and fellowship together. We welcome you and anyone else that you'd like to bring to come and join us.
And we said there's no pressure on the fellowship Sunday school class, but they do have a prime real estate space and a big room, so there's plenty of room for you in Sunday school. Now, we thought it'd be a little crass to show you restrooms, but we did want you to notice that our restrooms on the first floor are now family restrooms. We've designed them for one person, for families to use them together, everything with handicap access and taller ADA compliant toilets. So we wanted to make the spaces usable for as many families and as many people as possible. Now we thought we'd take you into the choir room, and since I'm not very musical, I'll leave that to people far better prepared than I am.
It kind of looks like I'm hiding, but believe it or not, folks, we have roving areas here, places where we not only can store our ropes, but our folders and our music. We have one for the men, one for the women. It's going to be an interesting thing to actually be able to robe up and be able to and get our music without running over each other. But the thing I want to tell you about our new choir room, first and foremost, is obviously spaciousness. It's a much nicer, bigger space. But more importantly, we always had trouble getting from this point to where we were singing because our practice space did not mirror the seating that was there. And there was always confusion about this. If I had my buddy Richard here, he would say, oh my goodness, it was always, sometimes we just had to guess. But because of the way we are able to set up now, we were able to actually set our chairs in here and mirror the exact seating we have out there, which is going to make things a lot nicer. Of course, the sound in here is wonderful. The spaciousness is wonderful. The only thing we like is some time to practice, and we're looking forward to getting back and singing again. But this is going to be an awesome space where we will continue to deliver wonderful music for our congregation and for us, because we're the greatest benefactors when we get to sing. I appreciate this time to talk. I think they want you to come on through, is that correct? And they're going to take you, I'm sure, to another interesting place in our church.
I was glad when Scott came out of the robe room. He didn't make some robe comment about disrobing in there. That could be a real trouble spot for most churches. Now, you probably figured out, if you're trying to get oriented where things used to be, we took out a wall that made this big choir room, and we're actually going between the hallways. So you're actually now going to come out of the choir room on the sanctuary side, kind of on the main hallway. The fellowship hall is that way. The sanctuary is this way. So you can kind of see down and see that beautiful tile floor that leads all the way down to the fellowship hall. And you come back this way, and you're coming back towards Glendale to our other side entrance. And we created a special little room on this end that we wanted to show to you that we think is deeply important as we talk about our future. And so Becky Causby's kind of made another appearance for us to show us another little space.
Come in, this is our prayer room. We've never had one of these before that's accessible to everybody. But this is a small room where we will be able to gather for prayer, individual prayer, small prayer groups. Families can use this in times of funerals or weddings. Visiting speakers can use this. Entertainers can use this. One of the things, it will be decorated very beautifully. Right now it's needs a little bit cleaning up. But this is the cross that came from the sanctuary, the former sanctuary. And it will be cleaned up and hung at this, somewhere around in here. And there will be a prayer bench, and it'll be very, very conducive to prayer and individual study. I think we're all going to get a big use out of this room.
Now that's the first floor, and we thought we would take you up to the second floor, and to make Richard Flower's job a little easier, I'll just meet you upstairs.
welcome to the second floor of our building, education building. This is what we're calling the coffee nook. Most churches name them something like holy grounds, but we figure we've got some creative people here that might come up with something with a little better than that. Let's continue on our way on the second floor.
Now, as we come down this way, Tori told you down on the first floor of our kindergarten to second grade rooms. Now, as you've come up from Marty's door up the stairs where Mark was, and now we have 2 more children's rooms for grades 3 to 5, 1 on each side. Now, I'm going to tell you, this room on my right is probably the best real estate at First Baptist because of the windows in that room. We're giving a gorgeous room to our kids. Now, as we kind of come this way, one of the things that you may notice as you go by some rooms is the lights may pop on. Some of our rooms, a lot of them have new LED, all of our rooms have new LED lights, and some of them have motion activated lights, so we don't have to worry about off and on. But this room's got something special in it. For anybody in our church who's ever done handbells, or maybe your kids or grandkids were in handbells, and you remember that tiny little room they were stuffed in, well, I think our handbell people were a little tired of that over the decades, so we gave them a little bit of an upgrade. Come over here and let's Taylor show you a little bit about that.
Hey friends, so glad I get to show you this space, our new handbell room, and you can see some of our handbell equipment is already in here as we started to store it over here rather than in the parlor where it used to be. I know Kendall just told you how excited we are to be in such a large space that is so well air conditioned as well. So any sweat we accrue during our rehearsals, handbell players, will be all of our own fault, not because the air conditioning isn't running properly. We've got some great window views over here, and we'll be able to spread out very well in this room. Probably 2 rows of handbell tables, full rows here, a nice bulletin board, and perhaps a TV in here as well that we can utilize as we practice. But I know you're excited, and you know, bigger rooms means more people, so anyone that's really interested in playing handbells, once we're able to open back up, just see me, and we'll be excited to talk with you about that. Thank you so much.
Now, as you come down the hallway, you probably have memories of this building having all those tiny little rooms all over the place. And one of the things we did was we tore out a bunch of those. And these next 2 Sunday school classes are going to give you an idea of that. We're not going to take you to every Sunday school room, but we want to show you how we were able to make bigger, much more inviting spaces, and almost all of them having natural light. So let me show you a Sunday school class right here. Come this way.
Hi folks, I'm just coming out of my office. No, this is not an office, this is a mechanical room. I'm not that high up, but I will tell you, look at this space. This is probably the largest of our Sunday school classrooms, so all I can say to the encouragers, we need to get out and just recruit and fill this space. But it's going to be a beautiful space. We can do a lot of things with it. We know this is our accent wall, we know this is probably going to be our teaching area here. We got beautiful windows to look out. But what's really neat about this is we envision our church in the future to use our education building for more than just Sunday school. And this is going to be one of those spaces where you can have a larger group, and then you have other Sunday school classrooms for breakouts. So it's going to be a great space. We envision using this not just as a Sunday school classroom, but to be able to use it in other ways for our churches to go forward. So as one of the encouraging teachers, we're really excited about this space.
And as you come this way, one of the things that we tried to do in this design, like Scott said, was to think, in our old design, we really didn't have many big spaces for groups of, say, 30 or 40 or 50. We had huge spaces like the old fellowship hall in the basement or our fellowship hall, but what if we had a group of 30 that wanted to meet somewhere? We've already seen Becky Causby's class downstairs, now you've seen Scott's, and here's another one right here.
Hi, welcome to the Overcomers classroom. First thing I would like for you to notice is look at all our natural light. I think Kendall mentioned a minute ago about all the little closets that we took out. Much more light, much more airy feel to the rooms, especially with the nice light colored paint. So this will be for the Overcomers. As you can see, our Sunday school class is much larger than it was originally also. And we hope that People that are a member of this class can get out and help fill it up as much as we can. Let's continue on our tour.
You know, Mark said something really important about the light in these rooms, and we did try to design as many rooms as possible with natural light. And we need to give Brent Green credit for that. In one of our early meetings, Brent actually did a lot of the design of this building even before we hired our architect. We had plans on the books, and Brent had a vision. It called it Send People to Light, which I love that vision of thinking of Jesus as the light of the world. And so we tried purposefully to design as many spaces as possible that have natural light as we remember the light of God's love. Now, as you come back down this hallway, we have family restrooms, handicap access restrooms on the second floor. We have a craft room back here, some more Sunday school spaces. You'll see the main staircase right here that leads down towards the sanctuary. But there's one more space we wanted to show you on this floor. There's lots. You can see the signage that we put in. I mean, you know that people in the past who visited our church kind of think of it as kind of a maze. We very purposely wanted people to be able to find their way. But here's a space we really want people to find their way. In the future, we hope this space right here is one that a lot of people get to see. And got a very special friend's going to tell you about it.
Hey, I'm Roger. My wife Denise and I have been chairs of the baptismal committee for quite a long time here at First Baptist. We've had a lot of special memories, and it's something we really enjoyed. But we've also spent a lot of time on Saturdays sanding rust off the bottom of the floor and lots of layers of paint. So we can't tell you how excited we are to have our new baptistry and to introduce that to you. We look forward to many great special memories and a lot of lives being dedicated here in our baptistry.
We're so glad you have toured with us around the building, and I'm very thankful to our communications sub-team and our building team. We just want to give you a flavor of what's coming. It won't be long, my friends. I can't tell you exactly what date we'll be back in here between finishing the building and COVID, but it's going to be soon. We've been saying for 4 years now, how long, oh Lord? And one thing I can say, now it is soon. We're glad that you're here. Thank you for visiting with us, and let's look forward to the day when we all come and worship our Savior here in spirit and in truth.